Hello, this is a quick introduction to the Wiki activity for S294. Okay, so this is the S294 homepage. If you go to the right hand side of the page and scroll down, you'll see Study Resources. Click on Study Resources. And again, scroll down. Until you find Book 1 Activities. Okay, so you've got two options here. There's Book 1 Activity 3.1 and Book 1 Activity 3.1 Wiki. So first of all, I'm going to click on the Book 1 Activity 3.1 because this gives you the instructions for what you have to do. And if you look on the left hand side, you'll see there's two parts here. There's part 1, which is the subcellular structure of animal and plant cells, which obviously you need to have a look at first. And then there's part 2, which is the cell image search and wiki. Okay, obviously look at part 1 first. I'm going to go straight to part 2 just to show you what's involved. Right, so what we want you to do is find an image on the web and paste it into a wiki on the S294 website. The thing that you need to be aware of is that images are copyright, and you need to allow about an hour to go through this library activity, finding images and understanding copyright. And it is very important that you do that first. It's very important that you've got a good understanding of copyright issues on the net. Okay, so do that first, and once you've done that, you can move on to finding the image that you are going to use in your wiki. So to do this, you go to Google and type the word cell, TEM, and Creative Commons. So I'm just going to do that now. So this is Google, cell, TEM, Creative Commons. This is just a web search, but you've been asked to use a Google image search. So you can click on images on the top left here, or the second hit is images for cell. You can do either or. Okay, so there's a whole host of images. Find one that interests you and that has a Creative Commons license attached. Once you've done that, you need to click on the image. I'm going to select this one. It's kind of cool. I'm using Google Chrome as my web browser. If you're using something different, it might have a slightly different format. You might not get this black background. I'm going to click on View Image. That's pretty stunning, isn't it? Looks like rings on a tree. Right, I'm going to right click here and go Save Image As. Actually, I should have found out a bit more about this image before I started, but rings on a tree. I should find out what those rings are in a minute. Rings on a tree, and I'm saving this to my S294 folder on my computer. Obviously, you know, save it somewhere you can find it, probably under My Documents. You've probably got a S294 folder yourself. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to the S294 homepage. This is the study planner, so we are now on week 3, heading into week 4, and I'm going to click on this link, Book 1 Activity 3.1 Wiki, and you can also get to that by going through Study Resources like I did at the start. So here we go, here's the Book 1 Wiki. Check you've got your tutor's name at the top. I'm Avril Morrison, so this is the wiki for my student group. It gives you a quick introduction to what you've got to do. this is a wiki. A wiki is nothing exciting really, it is just a table. So here we have an image and a brief description. And what we want you to do is to add your images below that you find and write a little bit about the image and give a link to where you found it. So I'm just going to show you how to put an image into a wiki because it's not as straightforward as copying and pasting, unfortunately. So you need to go to the edit button at the top of the wiki and click on edit because you wish to make a change to the wiki. And then what you will see is a copy of the wiki that you can change. So I'm going to scroll down to, I think, number 3 here, because this is the next blank square. So if somebody's put something in 3, you put yours in number 4, etc, etc. So I've clicked in that box where I want to put my image, and now I'm going to go to this control panel on the wiki and click on this icon of a tree. So when I do that, I get a little box saying find or upload an image. So I click find or upload an image, then I click choose file, and rings on a tree. There we go. There's my image there. So click rings on a tree, click open, just give it a minute to think about that, and then click upload this file. Image description, well, we know it's TEM image, we know it's got a Creative Commons license, and I'm calling it Rings of a Tree until I learn something more about it. Click insert. I'll just move this back to find where number 3 is. It's number 1, number 2, there we go. There's number 3. You have the option to resize it. I know it's a bit of a footer in this window. I'll just make the whole box a bit bigger so I can see what I'm doing. This looks a little bit large, so click on it, move the corners in. I've gone for the bottom corner and I'm dragging it. Is that a bit better? It's still a little bit large. Move, click and move with your mouse. And if I click outside the box, it will deselect, and I am happy with that. So I'm going to click Save Changes. So this is now back to the wiki on the view page, and you can see image 1, image 2, and that's the image 3 I've just added. So, quick overview. I went to study resources, I found activity 3.1 for the wiki, I went to part 2 to learn about Google image searching, I went and did a Google image search looking for a Creative Commons license, I saved that image to my computer by right clicking and going File, Save As. Once I'd done that, I went back to the S294 homepage. I clicked on Wiki Activity 3.1. When I was in the wiki, I clicked on the Edit tab. Once I was in the Edit tab, I clicked in the box that I wanted my image to appear in. I then went to the little icon of a green tree, clicked on that, went File, Upload Image, gave it a short description, and resized my image, then saved my changes. And that's what we would like you to do for this session. And if you do have any questions about that, please get in touch with your tutor.